Regarding the scion wood, many of you have let me know that you've received your wood. Many of you have sent me £5 or £10. Some of you sent me more than you needed to. It was very generous, and I assure you it will go into the wine and seafood fund. So thanks very much. We did actually, to be honest, we put probably about 30 hours work into it between us. So I hope that all of the wood will be carefully looked after. It's too much to expect that every single bit of that wood will in fact successfully be grafted, but if you watch the videos I've made, follow them carefully and practice, then there's every reason that you should succeed. In my experience and study over 20 odd years, I would say there are three things that really make a difference in terms of a successful graft. You want to get the timing right. You want wood, scion wood, that's cut in deep winter dormancy but not too early in the winter. For me, that's the middle of February. It wants to be stored carefully and must not dry out. You then want to do the grafting once spring is evidently underway. And that's to say when you at least see buds swelling and leaves coming up on the stock that you're going to graft onto. If you do it earlier than that, you may get away with it, but I don't advise it. And then cutting, so that comes under timing. The second thing is to cut good joints. For that you need a small, thin, sharp knife. As you know, I use the Opinel number 6. I use stainless, but it doesn't matter. The other one is this carbon is fine. I choose to use the stainless, but you won't do wrong. Any thin, sharp knife with a small blade will do. But practice, and then tying it in correctly. So get the timing right. Use a good sharp knife, make good sharp cuts that marry up together. As you know, I recommend the saddle graft. The whip graft is fine, the whip and tongue graft is a bit better. If there's a big difference in the diameter of the wood, then the rind graft is the one to go for. If you've got a thin scion and a very thick piece of wood, then the rind graft is good. If your scion wood is sort of 4 to 6 millimeters and your the receiving wood, the scion or the piece of tree that if you're doing top working, is say a centimetre or 1.5 centimetres, then a cleft graft is probably the way to go, bearing in mind you need to graft both sides. But the rules are the same: timing, good cuts, tie it in well. If you leave a gap, now you don't leave a gap with the whip and tongue, the whip or the saddle graft, but you do leave a gap with a cleft or a rind graft. You need to fill it in with wax. If you cannot get some 10x grafting wax or similar, a bit of plasticine or a bit of Vaseline, white soil paraffin, anything that is inert, sterile and fills the gap will do. So all the best. I wish every success. There's no more I can do for you, and I wish everyone who does some grafting every bit of success.